All right, guys, welcome to another Incredible Cash. Today is October 2nd, 2023. We have a special guest today, so we're gonna bring him on in just a short bit, but I gotta do the intro. And today we officially, we gotta go the other way. Oh, right there. Officially putting the name on there as a sponsor for the show, Top 10 Service. If you're in Atlanta, need tint service, PPF, hit us up. We can definitely help you out. If you're in the industry and you want to swing by, you are more than welcome. Love to hang out with anybody in the industry. So, with that said, let's start the intro. Oops. That's not how it's supposed to work. It's supposed to work the other way around. So give me a second here. There's the intro. There's the intro. And we are back. And I've got the wrong logo. So, oops. Where'd my logo go, man? There we go. Sponsorship logo. All right. So, let's see who we got in the chats. Tim Johnson. And we got a Facebook user. Hey, boo. That gotta be Mike. Let me go to my cheat. Where's my cheats at? Where's my cheats at, guys? Incredible. There we go. Oh. Tint. Okay. I don't know who Tint is. Anywho's. Tint is, hey Liz. So is the window tinting queen? Is that who that is? So I'm assuming that's who that is. Not sure. Anyways, welcome guys. We got a special guest today. Most of you guys already know that. So, without further ado, let's get our guest on the line. All right, we got some music going on.
What's going on?
Not much, bro. How about you?
Doing good, man.
Well, welcome to the show.
Is it Monday? Yeah.
It is Monday.
Yeah. Regular Monday.
Definitely is. Welcome to the show. Thank you for coming on. How are you doing?
What'd you say?
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
I said, how you doing?
Great.
How does it feel wearing all that bling bling around your neck, man?
Yeah, man. Been competing since 21, I think. The first time. 10.
Where did you start competition? Let's just kick it off with that.
Where did I start?
Yeah.
I think it was Orlando.
Oh, Orlando. So tender battles.
No, 10 off Orlando.
Oh, tent off.
Yeah,
Okay, so
I didn't
you went to
compete
the
at,
WFCT in Orlando.
yeah, I didn't compete at Tenor Battles first year or second year. I think it was third year.
Is it me or is it your mic that has that static?
I don't know. Let's see here. Sound static?
Yeah, I hear static in my. Whenever you speak, I hear static. I don't know. Is anybody in the audience hear the static?
Mic check.
Champ got robbed.
I don't know.
Was gonna Kenya that shit he had here in the lineup. I'm not sure what that is, but what's up, Saints? I was actually trying to order those B loaders earlier, and I was chatting with Sean G Titman. I was like, dude, the shipping on it is $50 because it's trying to ship to Brazil for me. And I'm like, I'm in Georgia, not in Brazil, man. But I gotta, once I get done with this live, man, I gotta order those B loaders that Saints got, man. Pretty cool little things. See, Maverick hears that static as well. What's up, Maverick? What state you in now, bro?
I don't think he left.
Yeah, you think he's still in Virginia?
Yeah.
I think he was making his way over, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, Saints, it wasn't letting me choose. It just had Brazil. It said my address wasn't valid. So Sean has suggested I use my home address to get it shipped. So I'm going to do that afterwards. You're in Lincoln, Nebraska? You already went across the damn country halfway, man?
Yeah, I still got static.
No, you better now. You good.
I had to turn off echo. I don't know. It's all these settings on these Mac computers, man.
You go.
Some echo thing was on.
Well, somebody's complaining about Mac. Typically, nobody complains about that.
Oh, it's just so advanced. You got to turn some stuff off.
All right. I think people want to see the bling, man.
Oh,
You got an echo going on. I think you also got your phone on.
My phone on.
I can hear myself.
Oh God, KASH, you're killing me.
I'm just telling you, man.
I don't have anything else, man.
Marion's got an echo. What's up, Marion? Because I can literally hear myself.
Well, I turned the echo cancellation off, so now
It's all good. We're here to listen to you, not me.
Safari. Noise suppression. Is that better?
I don't know. Yeah, there you go.
All right. Just turn it down a little bit.
Yeah, I got you. I don't hear myself anymore.
All right. Cool. So.
All right. So let's start the intro from the beginning. Who you are. Give us a little bit of background on yourself and your history. And then, people can catch up with that.
All right. Brian Cohen. I'm out of North Carolina. I've been tenting since 2010. I started doing PPF. Wait, what's this? Sorry. I started doing PPF in that time. I just wasn't doing it every day until about maybe 2 years ago. I kind of like dropped tent, went all PPF, and that's all I've been doing every single day for the past 2 years. I can probably count on my hand how many cars I tented this year.
Really?
Yeah, so it's been great. I kind of miss tenting. That's why I always compete. But yeah, that's where I'm at.
Okay, I didn't realize you dropped tent altogether and went 100% PPF.
Yeah.
What made you do that move?
It was the money, really. I mean, I had to do. I mean, I can tent a lot of cars very effectively, clean work, but and I hate to tell people how many cars like 10. They say, "Oh, I don't believe you," so I don't even put the number out there. But I would have to do, a dozen cars, a day, versus I can do 2 front ends in a day and make more money. So or I can do a whole car. Like I did a whole car today. I did a whole 911 in PPF, and that's way more money than some 10 jobs.
Okay. So PPF is your game now.
Yes, sir.
Well, that's the reason why you won, I guess.
When I competed this year, man, for some reason I just couldn't get my groove for 10. I got it done. Everything was good. I just didn't scrape my window because I felt like I didn't have time. But I mean, I finished with like 2 minutes left, so I did have time. But when I got on the PPF, it just kind of felt like I was at home. I slapped the film on, sealed my edges, and I was done in a great amount of time. I had great scores. So
So I gotta ask you, you were very detailed inspecting your film, because I was watching there, standing right there with you. What was some of the problems that you had in that film? Because I think you inspected the film more than anybody else, because you had the light out, you were really detailed in looking at it. Did that go in consideration when they judged you, the defects that were in that film, or the things that you pointed out?
I don't know, man. I mean, I know the judges can tell what's a defect and what's dirt and what's silvering and what's, glue distortion, all the crap you have with PPF. So I think they could tell, or at least I hope so. But on one of my hoods, I had like a whole indentation that looked like a hair, and it was really bad. So luckily they cut double patterns, so I was able to, toss that to the side and use the one that didn't have the jacked up mark in it.
Nice.
Yeah,
I know you called that girl over and you were trying to explain it, and then you were going through everything. So
yeah.
Now the other thing is, are you hand cutting? Are you bulk loading and cutting, or are you using patterns?
I do everything patterns. A lot of hoods, like they're not doing hoods as much for the patterns. So if there is a hood that has a pattern, I'll use it, but I'll have to bulk it if I have to. Which, I mean, sometimes it's easier. Like I had a F-150 hood, I always bulk those. All the Ferrari hoods, I pretty much bulk all of those. Anything that's 72 inches, I bulk all that. So, but I try to bulk as little as possible. That's how I can get a whole car done in a day. So, hand cutting everything for PPF, I think is kind of crazy with the technology we have today.
Actually, that was the conversation I was just having with my tinter earlier today. Is he was asking about people. I mentioned to him, like, I had to adjust a pattern, so I had a G80 in today, and the damn film was like, one, you had to push it in a lot, and then two, it was the air, because I was trying to do a 2-stage on it. I didn't want to pop the panels on that. It had a lot of air in it, so on my next window, I just trimmed it with my hand, the pattern a little bit, so I can have some wiggle room in it. I mean, it still overcovered it, but I was telling him, I'm like, hey man, don't lose that hand cutting, ability, because you never know when that's gonna come in handy.
Right.
And then we just started talking about that, why YouTubers and guys that are on social media are always doing hand cutting when they got a plotter in the background. And I was like, that's more of a content stuff. It just doesn't make sense for the most part to hand cut when you have plotters and the technology these days, especially with the new cars with the glass like the way it is. What are your what are your thoughts on that? I mean, you've been doing this for a lot longer than I have. What are your thoughts on that, man?
Yeah, I've trained a lot of guys for tint. I tell them I don't even teach how to hand cut, because I just don't think it's necessary, man. If you get a 1980 that pull in, honestly, I don't even do those cars anymore, just because, for what? I try to go for the low hanging fruit. So even right now, like, I'm trying to pick up another dealership. and actually start back tinting more often. Just because, I mean, you can make so much money tinting windows on brand new cars versus trying to worry about trying to hand cut a 1980 car just to put on social media. So I can teach somebody how to put a window in with a pattern a lot faster than I can do teach them how to hand cut it and then install it. So, I mean, that's my take on it. I mean, yeah, somebody should know how to hand cut, but as far as trying to train on it, I try to get people to start making money first and then try to perfect the art of, hand cutting later. So, But now PPF, man, I mean, I get cars all the time, man, with paint cut all over. I mean, I get Bentleys that come in, Ferraris that's just cut up just because somebody wanted to do a custom install. And I'm like, I mean, I can do a pattern install and extend my edges and, it looks just as good, if not better, because it's clean cut.
Okay. Somebody's got a question for you. How do you feel about the new ceramic coat that claims to protect with heat healing?
I don't trust it, man. I mean, it doesn't make sense, man. I'm really not even a big fan of like the color PPF right now. I just don't. I don't know. I think we're a little bit far behind on that.
Maverick wants to know where you at with shop, city, and state. Do you do a mobile?
Yeah, so right now I'm in Greensboro, North Carolina. I do a lot of mobile. I try to stick with mobile. I went and trained about a year ago. I went and trained with Tim Ham, and I completely changed everything I was doing, man. It was expensive, but I mean, what you get, I mean, you can skip the line, skip all the trainers that train and go straight to Tim Ham. I mean, there's nothing else. Even after leaving him, he was like, man, there's nothing else that you need to learn to be successful, pretty much. People see the work that he does without a shop. So I just think that's the way to go, man.
So you spent a day or two with Tim last year?
Oh, so I spent 2 days with him. And then, the next day he was like, hey, you want to come work with us? And his team was like, what? He was like, yeah. He was like, man, he's never ever asked anybody to come, work instead of paying, instead of like training. Because he was like, what are you here for? I'm like, man, I really want to learn. Like, I know I'm pretty good at PPF, but I'm not as good as I want to be. And it kind of just took me to the next level, really.
Nice. That's awesome, man. So, gotta ask, how much that cost you to go train with Tim?
It's a couple grand. Because I'll tell you the price. I mean, after me, the price goes up. So, I mean, the more he does it, the more the price goes up. It's funny, man, because I told him I was coming. And
right.
He was like, all right, cool. Here's the price. Best time to come end of the month. I said, okay, cool. So I hit him up end of the month. I was like, hey, I'm coming in 2 weeks. He was like, all right, cool. So then I hit him up the day before, maybe the day of. And I was like, hey, I'm on the way. What's the address? And he, I think he called me or something. He was like, damn, I didn't know you were serious. He said, man, I totally forgot. I didn't know if you were coming or not. He was like, people tell me they're coming all the time and they don't show up. He was like, so I'm actually shocked that you showed up.
Nice.
But yeah, I mean, it was pretty cool, man. I mean, I met him at his house. I rode to work with him all the way to Atlanta. I mean, it was a great experience, man. It wasn't just like putting film on the car. Like I got his whole mindset. I was with him cutting film at his house, and I ended up getting the same plotter, put it in my garage. Because I would normally cut stuff while I'm there, but now I'm cutting stuff, prior to getting to the job, sometimes the day before.
Okay, so on that, do you ever run into issue where you cut a piece, you get to the job, and the piece is messed up, or you need to do another piece? What do you do in a situation like that? Are you just hand cutting it then?
Do
you ever had that issue?
I've had it like, every blue moon it happens. Just 'cause with PPF, I mean, you can mess it up, pull it up, lay it back down, but I've just kind of live and learn with like messing up so much PPF. Like the only things that I ran into is like ripping a piece that's got a seam or something in it. So now I've kind of like just got it like muscle memory to make sure, double check, triple check. Everything's weeded after I cut it. So, and Tim showed me different ways to make sure pieces don't get torn. So it's repetition, man. It really is.
Just like anything else.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Makes sense. All right. So we got a few other. So Jason asks, do you only do clear PPF, or have you tried out the black and that other stuff?
I don't like the black. I haven't found a black that's sticky, like really sticky. For some reason, it just takes a while to stick it. I just don't, and I don't like it, man. You got to tuck edges. Every time you tuck an edge on PPF, if it's rubbing against another panel, it's going to peel up. And so I just don't. I don't like it, man. And I stick with clear PPF. It's like I said again, it's the low hanging fruit. People know what it is. People love it. People pay for it. They pay a lot for it, and I can do it quick, and that's it.
Okay. So
PPF.
Next question we got is, how many different PPFs have you used?
A lot, just like tint. There's not a tint brand that I haven't used. PPF I've used Expel, Lumar, Suntech, which is the same PPF. I think Lumar and Suntech is the same PPF, different tint, but for the PPF it's the same. I think I've used the GSWF, I've used the Autobahn, I've used Global, I've used Legend PPF, I've used just about all of them, man.
Eric Perez giving you a shout out, saying really good work.
Oh, that's what's up, Eric.
Michael says you kicked ass. And then we got, what's your favorite film?
It's tough, man. I don't want to badmouth any films, and I don't want to.
No, we're not saying bad mouth or anything. We're just asking which one you like.
I love using Expel for the stickiness, but
Okay.
as far as like a film that looks really good on a car, I like Suntech, and I also like a Chinese film that actually lasts, and it's actually really good. It's a UPPF. I mean, it looks like just clear coat, man. It's one of the nicest looking films I ever used.
And what brand is that?
It's UPPF. It's a
UPPF, Chinese brand?
Yeah, it's a big company out of China.
Got you. All right, we got another one here. What brands are you working with? Vinny, what's up, bro?
So I'm testing out a couple different films. I've got a couple in my lineup, but I use a lot of Expel. I use a lot of Stack. Like right now, I'm testing out that Chinese film because I know a guy that's been using it for over a year. And I mean, still looks good, no failures. I think it's older than a year though. I think it's been out for a while. They make the thing about it. They make everything that everybody else sells. So I think a lot of people Reeboks and stuff. They have the clear, the matte. They've got black, orange, blue, pink PPF. I mean, it's crazy how much they have. The carbon fiber, the high gloss carbon fiber PPF. So when I see a company that sells everything, I really feel like they're like the main suppliers for a lot of stuff. Who's a Facebook user?
That's Jordan, Shady J, giving you a shout out.
Appreciate it.
But look, man, he's got like 4 or 5 medals on right now. I can't even count how many he's got on there, man. So if you guys missed it, let's go through the medals again, man. What's your medals you got around your neck right now?
I've got a 2021, 22. I've got the finalists for 23 in second place. for the PPF. Now I've got, I think that's the tenor battles,
Yeah, I was gonna say that. I see tenor battles back there.
and I've got my WFR second place somewhere back there, and a couple other awards.
Okay, cool. So your day to day, what's your average day to day for you? How do you start your day? What do you typically do? What is your aim? Walk us through that. A lot of people wants to know what you do on a daily basis.
I wake up pretty early. I should wake up earlier and get a lot more done. I kind of been slacking since the weather's been changing, honestly. But like today, I woke up at like 5 a.m., which I mean, as long as I go to bed, I can wake up early. My work schedule changes. Like it depends when cars get delivered. Sometimes I'm waiting for a truck to come in. Sometimes it might be like a day or two before stuff is like waiting, sitting. Stuff might get driven back and forth as far as cars and whatnot. But I also spend a lot of time networking, man. Like I knock on people's doors. I know Thursday I've got to go to a couple of dealerships with one of my reps and see if I can land those tent jobs or tent dealerships. It's a couple in my area that's not doing tent right now, so we're trying to see what we can do. Maybe I can train somebody, which we can talk about that as well. Yeah, I don't work long hours, man. 5 o'clock, I cut it off. I used to tent windows to 2 o'clock in the morning, and I don't do that no more. For one, I've got a wife and two little girls, so after 5 o'clock, if I'm not going to the gym, I'm coming home to spend time with him. I'm not like, I don't know, man. I can't put in those hours anymore. I mean, I could, but then, something else would be neglected. So I try to do the work-life balance thing, man.
So how old are your daughters?
They're 2 and 4.
Oh man.
Yeah, they're born 2 years apart, but they're one day after each other. So,
Really? So you got back-to-back birthday?
Mm-hmm.
Whose birthday comes first, the older or the younger one?
The older. So the older is August 23rd. The second is August 24th.
Oh wow. So you just had birthdays not too long ago.
Yeah. And me and my wife's birthday in November. Mine November 2nd. Hers is November 30th.
Okay.
Yeah, man. Can't forget those.
That's what's up. Yeah, my niece and my daughter's birthdays are 3 days apart. And then my brother, not him, but my other brother's wife, my sister-in-law, their birthday is a day apart. My birthday is 2 days apart from my sister-in-law. That's my middle brother's wife. So like we got a whole bunch of my dad and my youngest daughter's birthday is 4 days apart. They're both in December. So we got 4 Capricorns in the family. We got 4 Leos, and then we got a whole bunch of other stuff. So I know how that feels. And when it comes down to January, we kind of get sick and tired of cake because we've had 4 birthdays back to back. Same thing with July and August.
Right.
We got end of July and beginning of August. So within like a week and a half, we've got 4 birthdays, man. It's fun, but at the same time, man, you're like, what other cake can we try, man?
Yeah, we try to keep it simple, man. The girls, until they're old enough to really know, their birthday is probably on the same day, really. We might, have a little small cake, for each of them for separate days, but yeah, I ain't trying to go broke on no birthdays, man.
Hey man, do it together. That's how we do it with my niece and my daughter. Typically, we're doing a one big bash. Usually it's on a weekend regardless. So like it's like, whoever is closer to that weekend, that Saturday or Sunday, depends on if you're gonna do a late dinner. We'll do a Saturday because Sunday's off day. And if it's gonna be a lunch brunch type of deal, then it's on a Sunday, obviously. But I really like your motto on that. Like, hey, you gotta give time, family. You can't just work all the time. Now, the question I did have was, you said you're mobile, you don't have a shop, so you're waiting on trucks or the vehicles are waiting on you. So typically, are you going to a dealership to do these installs? Are you doing it, or do you have a spot that you bring them into? How do you do that?
The majority of them, I might do subcontract work for some of them. Like the tent that's coming up, I'll have to go to there and do the tent just because tent is a lot quicker. PPF, if it comes with me, the car can sit with me. So it really just depends. And also network with different shops, man. And I might, do, front ends for them. Because there are a couple of people that advertise that they do PPF and they don't, but they know me to do it. So I'll come in and do the job for them. So I kind of got my hand in like a couple different avenues of income. I never try to like stay in one place to make money just because things slow down. So, and if I don't have any work for that day, I'll go knock on the door like I told you, go network with different shops. I'll go network with dealerships and whatnot.
You got your friend Trip saying hello to you.
Yeah. One of my successful students.
Successful students. So let's talk about your. Let me go through some questions and then we'll talk about your training. All right. So we got, how are you feeling, brother? What crossed your mind when you won? Okay, that's a really good question. What did cross your mind when you won?
Man, when they call names, you kind of feel nervous because it's like, you put out good work, but there's always, anything can happen as far as judging or, whatever. So, I knew I was top 3 just because of my install and talking with other people, how they felt about it, what they did or what they didn't do. And I knew I had to be top 3, man. I was like, there's no way that I, got all this and had such a great install and didn't get top 3. I felt great winning the $5,000. I couldn't be nothing but happy, man, really.
Bro, that's phenomenal right there. You go, you have fun, you compete, and then you bring home money on top of the bling.
Yeah.
What else can you ask for? Right. Really happy for you. Congratulations again.
Yeah.
I've
been looking at the past years and people that's been, winning year after year after year. Like some of the same people kept going to the finals, and this year, I felt great because this top 3. I know the first place guy, he hadn't competed in like years. He hadn't even installed in like 2 months. And the guy that came in 3rd, I'm not sure if he's competed recently or if he's made it to the top 3. But basically what I'm saying is like the top 3 was like all new people that came in and just, swept the competition. The people who won 1st, 2nd, and 3rd, some of them didn't make it to the finalists, but I was just glad to see like a fresh new top 3 people come in and take the PPF competition. So I thought that was pretty cool, man.
That's what's up. Really happy for you. All right, so somebody's asking, do you PPF headlights?
Almost all of them I do except for the Porsche headlights. Just ones I just don't do. Unless somebody's like asking for it and they know the risk, I'll do them. Like I did one. I think I did one on a GT3 full body last week. The guy was like, I know, it might mess up, but I still want a PPF. I'm like, okay, cool. But like the dealer, they know not to really, they know to tell the customer. But like Porsche people, they just know, man. They all get PPF. They all know they need to have it. They all love the PPF. So it's not really, Porsche is just like a great customer to have if you can find one.
So are you, you said you're subcontracting most of the stuff. So you're not doing the sales, you're just doing the installations, right? So, or are you doing some sales yourself as well?
So I do a little bit of sales. Like this one coming up, I'm getting ready to do a lot of sales on for the tent that I'm going out to some dealerships to do. But I try to even with sales, man. I mean, you got finance guys that's supposed to do that for you. That's the great thing about dealerships. I mean, if you go make a good relationship with the finance managers at dealerships, they sell it for you. So I mean, that's really the best way to, in my opinion, to do it.
That's cool. That's the way to do it. Somebody said you should have been number one. I definitely agree with them.
I will be, man. Appreciate it. Facebook user.
Facebook user, man. There's a lot of Facebook users in here. So, Marion's is asking, is the KASH tax free? The one that you won?
No, I'm still waiting on the check to come in. I mean, I put it through the business, so for me, technically, it might be KASH free if I go buy something with it. Before I answer that, somebody asked about windshields. Yeah, I tint windshields. I actually just had to redo one for a dealer. They had this guy, he tried it twice, he just couldn't get it. They know I don't tint, but it was like, hey, can you please do this windshield for us? Because the customer is just got to be perfect. And, I never guarantee a perfect job, but I mean, it actually came out pretty good.
There you go. I was going to say that, man. So, I guess we learned that there's no perfect job. It's as good as we can get, right? Or close as we can get to it.
Yeah, I mean, it was better than what they had, so I guess that was perfect.
There you go. That's what's up. Brian, serious question. How do you keep so calm when it's go time? Everyone is always nervous, but you never are out of your element. I got to ask the same question. Michael, that is a perfect question because I've seen this guy compete now like in 4 different events, and this guy is always this exact same way he's sitting right now. Like even at competition, like he's just chill. Like the only other person that's better than you is Eric Devash, man. That guy is super chill. Like he's like, I don't know, man. I need to learn how to do that. You see, I get excited, I get loud, I get into stuff, and I don't know how you guys keep so calm and so collective, man. It's just
like Tripp said. I mean, it's just another day at the shop. You kind of got to zone out. I took this from a friend of mine. It was, it's like when I compete, I feel like I'm the only one in the room. If you're competing and you're looking around like, oh man, he's got his window stuck and I don't, or oh man, that guy's already got his stickers on or whatever. If you go looking around, I mean, it's just like in life. I mean, if you go looking around what somebody else has, you're gonna feel like you're not doing something right, or you might be slower than that person when your window might be a whole lot cleaner than that person that's already got it done. You just never know. That's why you can't look at somebody else or look around the room. You can only focus on what you're doing. So while I'm competing, I just say to myself, I'm the only one in the room. I don't see nobody, and I just zone out.
I love Tripp. He's loud at 6 a.m. with that radio. Well, he was loud when I put him into the when I brought him on earlier. He had the music on, man. I told him, hold on, I gotta do the intro. I'll be right back. And the music was playing, man. So it's now only at 6 a.m. Tripp.
Tripp likes to stay in the bed. He wakes up at 6 and he'll stay in the bed till 8.
Oh, I can contest to that.
I gotta get up and get moving.
I can contest to that. Mike Watson in the house. What's up, Mike? We got Rick Tallman saying you're a badass dude right there.
Rick.
So you got a couple guys that are giving you shout outs, man.
What up?
And then there was another question. What software do you use at the moment, and which one are the top 3 for you?
Top 3, I like DAP. I also like Core. I can plot a lot faster with DAP just because Core, you got to go select each and every item, and you've got to wrap your own edges and whatnot. DAP, you can just hit extend edges, and it's already got pre-selected edges, but you can add to it. There's also another software out there that's just PPF. You can pay for like a yearly subscription or cut credits. A lot of people don't know about it. Nobody's talking about it, but it's called AutoCut. And I won't say which software, but if you put AutoCut next to another software, the patterns look spot on. So I don't know what that means as far as who's doing what, which company might be in the wrong or whatever, but I know it's good software. And again, I think it's a Chinese company that's doing the software. People don't realize, I think that some countries are way far past us when it comes to this industry. Just because I see people in China, man, they're like slapping film on Rolls Royces and they're like getting it done. I mean, they're like super detailed. So I really tap in with a lot of people that's overseas, man, and kind of get a lot of information from.
That's what's up. Somebody saying no perfect job.
It's perfect from 3 feet away, or 6 feet away. But if you get like right here, it ain't gonna be perfect. I mean, you can get right here, it ain't gonna be perfect.
What's your advice on people that's watching you and want to have the better PPF job or experience? What's your any tips or tricks that you can lend to your listeners?
So I'm big on like learning, educating yourself. I went to college and it was a waste of money. Not that type of education. But going to learn from somebody that's doing something that you want to do or doing something that you're trying to get better at, like I will spend the money to learn from somebody. Even like trainings, like there's some trainings that I want to go to that I might not need, but as long as I can learn just one thing, that's all I need. For example, Chris Brooks and Brody Matthews, at the end of the competition, I mean, the 10-off was done, it was over. They were trying to kick us out the building, and Chris Brooks and Brody Matthews were still doing like a demonstration on how to get like a perfect install. And some people say, oh, you don't need to watch, but I was sitting over there and there was one thing that I didn't know, and I was like, wow, it just kind of blew my mind because I never thought about it, how they had showed it, and I was like, that's it, that's all I needed to learn.
Well, that's 100% true. I mean,
same thing when I talk about going to these conventions, these competitions, that no matter how often or how frequent you go, there's always something that you can take away from it. And you're true to what you just said, is that you just said earlier that you spend good amount of money going to learn from Tim, and it was a game changer for you.
Yeah.
I missed Chris Brooks and Brody doing the competition. Doing the demo. I really wanted to see, especially Chris Brooks. Even at the reunion, I was asking him, "Hey, how do you bottom load with the with the seal still in?" Because he's apparently got a really good technique to put the film in, bottom load it without taking out the seals.
Yeah.
So there's always ways to learn and expand your knowledge. Yep. When I got signed on with Expel, because I was already tinting, Expel didn't, my guy was like, hey, you don't need to go do our training. I'm like, no, but I want to be certified from your guys, make sure that I know what I'm doing according to what you guys want, so that way I can also state that, hey, I've done their training, I know what they're looking for, and I've met that criteria. And it's nice to have the little certification, just like you got the Tinder battle and all the heavy chains around your neck. It's good to do that, but it's besides that, the knowledge itself is very key. The whole show, this show is about is knowledge and how we can share and how we can grow each other from that knowledge.
Right.
So I 100% agree with you on that. Spend the money, go out there, learn it, because you never know what's gonna get you to the next level. And if you don't go and learn it, you're not gonna be successful. I'm sorry. It's you can bust your ass all you want, you'll get by, but the people that succeeded, they've learned something from somebody. Not everybody came up with everything on their own. There's always somebody, whether they admit to it or not, they've always picked up something from somewhere and improved it or made their own. You're just talking about same thing with the Chinese copying somebody else's software or vice versa. You don't know. But in today's age, with all the social medias, with all the different apps and content, there's so much that we can learn. I saw a post earlier about the old school how to tint books. People were talking about it. But
hey, my first initial introduction, I think I was in high school, man, and I wanted to tint, and I think it was at this body shop. I think I was getting a car painted, man. And this guy, he handed me this cassette tape. No, it was DVD. It was DVD. It was like a DVD binder or something. I said, okay. It was like how to tint windows. And no lie, dude, it was Stan Foster's set.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay, so in 2008, I ordered a CD set how to learn to do window tinting. All I remember was either it was like a 12 or 25 CD set. It was not cheap. I don't know who it was because I was not familiar with the window industry. All I knew, I like stickers. I can do decals, and I had a small plotter at that time. But I was always interested in doing window tinting, and with custom rims and tires, there's always customers that's asking about that.
Yeah.
So I ordered it. I went through, bought a CD and a half, and it was just not intriguing at that time, I guess. It was maybe too simple. Maybe I wasn't in it, and I gotta try to see if I still have that. I think I threw it away, but usually I don't throw a lot of the stuff away, especially if I spend money on it. But I had that, and I didn't do it. But that never left. So when Matt Blackmer and Sean Roach and all these guys on YouTube, Facebook, start making more videos, I was watching that because I did my 2016 Subaru Legacy.
Mm-hmm.
I ordered the kit. I installed my doors perfectly. No issue, no problem.
Oh, there you go with that word.
Well, perfectly for me, man.
3 feet, right?
Perfect for me. Okay, so let me correct that. Perfect job for myself as somebody that was just playing with it.
Yeah.
Could not figure out the shrinking part on the back window, and I was like, you know what? I rode without the back window tinted.
Right.
But that was that. A year and a half later, I got the 18 Camry came out. I fell in love with that car. I got it, and I was like, you know what? I'm not gonna screw this up. So I called a tin shop that bought tires for me, but they were known around Atlanta. And I kid you not, with my wholesale discount, he gave me a deal of $550 ceramic. And I didn't remember what. All he said was a ceramic KASH is good. You'll like it. I slapped it on, man. No questions asked. Okay, that's the best deal you got? Okay, cool. Here. Then knocked it out. He left a hair in the front windshield right where you sit.
Right.
And I was like, bro, this is annoying me. He's like, hey, man, bring it back in. We'll redo it. My son did it.
Right.
And honestly, I just got busy. I never took it back. Another year and a half later, I sold that damn car. A year and a half, 2 years. And I was still thinking about that. I'm like, you know what? There's no perfect job. Even the guy that was doing a lot of good jobs, he left a contamination in it, and he left it in the wrong spot. You can leave contamination in the stuff that you're not really looking at. But that gave me something to, like, when I got more interested in it, then in 2020, I really got more interested. Started looking at it, and how this Facebook and everything else is. Once you start interested in something, they start throwing stuff your way, and that's how I really got into it. I signed up for this tint online school I forget what it is. It's Elliot Baker's group, and man, he had a really detailed, fun part. But the best part about it was the way he said H. You know, because he's from England. That kept me keep on watching his videos because every time he says H, it would make me crack up. It will keep me paying attention to it.
Right.
And that's how I literally learned all the basics on 10. And then I was like, okay, I can now see what Sean is doing. I can see now what Matt is doing. And I was blasting Matt's lives like all the time. And he's like, who's this tire guy? Because it would always come up as top tire service before I came up with the top 10 service.
Oh, Matt, man, I watched every video he's put out prior to like the live stuff. So,
Bro,
like,
I was on his lives I would say not the last year and a half. I haven't been on too much, but if you go back like 2-3 years, there was probably not a live that I missed because I would get on there either in the beginning, the whole thing, or end of it because I was watching videos for at least 10 to 12 hours a day, man. I mean, honestly, like you go to work, come back, in between work, I would watch videos. At home, I would turn on the videos, eat lunch, come into my room, watch videos, and probably till like 2 o'clock, and then fall asleep watching videos.
damn.
When you get interested, you get interested. But learning, the point is, don't stop learning, guys.
Right.
You learn, you'll grow. We got another question. Do you prefer to wrap edges or lay cut corners?
So it depends on my it depends on the edge, and it depends on the car. You know, hoods, they always get wrapped around, all around that hood. They always get wrapped inside the fenders in the wheel well. They always get wrapped the bumpers around the wheel well. Like I said, if anything's like rubbing, I don't wrap in that edge just because it's gonna mess it up. And I don't disassemble anything. People that disassemble cars with PPF, I mean, I don't get it, but if it works for them, it works for me. If they love it, if they like it, I love it. Let's see. Somebody asked, were you doing PPF for a while before you went to Tim? Like I've been doing it off and on for 5 years. How long you doing it? Should I feel like I still learning what these guys say? So PPF, my first initial PPF training was probably I don't know. I think Trip can remember. Might be like 2 or 3 years ago. I went to Expels training, and I was doing good. I was doing PPF. I was doing front ends. I was doing full cars. I just wanted to go and up my game, so I went and actually learned a whole lot more than I thought I would. A year or two after that is when I went to Tim Ham. So yeah, I was definitely full blown PPF, and I couldn't believe what he was doing. So I was like, look, if I can't believe it, I'm gonna go see it in person, and then I know it's not bullshit. And then now I see it, I completely get it. I can honestly duplicate what he's doing at this point because he showed me everything. I just don't want to work those long hours, man. I've made, dude, I've made a lot of money in this business. I've made a lot of money doing other things, flipping houses and real estate stuff. I just think there's a better way. But I mean, he's built up a great success story, man. And he doesn't have to do it anymore. He can walk away from it today. And I mean, he's still fairly young, so I mean, that's a great thing. You got to put in the hours and the time to build up something like that. So, you got to do what you got.
He says when he's training somebody, you don't have no lunch, you don't have no dinner. Was that true?
Most of the time, yeah. It just depends.
I just want to know because like I'm really considering going and spending time with them as well, and I'm not just joking because I really at the WFCT, even at the reunion, got to hang around with him. Got to listen to a lot of his crazy stories, but that aside, his business side is so successful, like you said, and it's intrigue for another business person to like, hey, how do I get to that level? Like you said, he's young and he can retire right now and be very successful, and he can do it. He just loves doing it himself. So there's a lot of people that love continuously doing work by their hand. I'm one of those guys. I love doing a lot of the stuff that I can do myself. It's just you want to see what you're capable of, what you're made of, how good you can get. So it's I really been considering calling him up and going and checking that out, but I'm a fat boy, so I gotta ask about the food because he's like, hey man, when you come in, all you have is coffee, and what was it like? No, Red Bull and coffee. I think that's all he said.
Energies. He does a Red Bulls. I mean, he's got like a case of 5 Hour Energies, which.
Oh yeah, that's what it was. It was fiber. It was bars and Red Bulls. He's like, that's all you get. I was like, damn, bro, that's harsh.
He really doesn't eat, man, until like end of the day. His team, I mean, they definitely try their best to take a lunch break. They definitely
try.
Yeah, they definitely eat. I mean, a lot of times if they're going from like one dealership to the next, they'll grab food on the way.
Oh, okay.
They definitely eat, but Tim, man, he really doesn't. He doesn't eat a lot of food, man. I don't see where he gets the energy from, dude. Crazy.
So somebody else here saying the same thing. I've been going to 10 off for 9 years. Every time I've always learned something new. Yeah. I 100% agree with you, man. I've been going to SEMA since '98. Every year I learn something at SEMA. There's always something new, and it's the same concept whether you go to 10 off, whether you go to SEMA, whether you go to Tenor Battles, Reunion, XDC. Whatever the situation is, it's always a learning experience. And again, the point is, don't stop growing.
Yeah.
I'm just always trying to set up my game, doing this mobile across the United States because I don't want to waste PPF film. So I think I'll try the hard, then relax. Okay, that's Maverick. Kind of give me.
Yeah, man, it's hard to do PPF. I mean, I promote window tint, man. 10 out of 10. I always tell people, like, if you tint, you're really good at it, stick with tint. You're gonna make a bunch of money. I don't promote PPF a lot just because it's such a big learning curve, man. It's just, it can be a pain.
Okay, Trip is making fun of me saying that it was right and I kid you not, Trip, it was literally right in my way. Brian, shall I tell them about these? I'm not sure what that is.
Don't ask them these what. These nuts. Philly's crazy, man.
Brian's gonna eat.
All in New Orleans and Philly.
So, all right. So now let's talk about you training. You say you do training. So, what kind of training do you offer? Is it for the tint? Is it for the PPF? Is it for both? How can people get in touch with you? What does the course consist of? The longevity? Are you able to give pricing out? All the nitty gritty. What we at on that, man?
I mean, if you want to train, hit me up. Again, I've trained a lot of people. I've trained a lot of people for window tint over the years. I can't even remember how many. PPF, I can train 2 days, 3 days. With tint, I think the most you probably need is like, I tell people to break it up. For one, I send somebody all the videos I've watched. I tell everybody, watch everything you can so I don't have to explain what a finger is. I mean, everybody in this group knows what that is, but new people, and this is, if you want to train somebody, an employee, you shouldn't have to tell them what a finger is, what a crease is, what shrinking the film does. I try to, and I learned this from like going to Expel. You spend a whole day watching videos and all videos, and they teach you all this stuff, and then you go to the hands-on. But there's no point to be doing hands-on if somebody doesn't know what you're doing. They need to know what you're doing. All you need to do is show them how to do it. And so that's how I can get more effective installers. I had a guy, man, working for me this year, and I had him installing PPF in probably a month. I mean, and it looked good. I mean, his edges were sealed. I mean, he looked really good. He didn't have fingering, silver. I mean, not fingering. He didn't have silvering. He didn't leave moisture behind. But he ended up not working out, man, just because I think he couldn't he didn't realize how good he was. Like, he thought he sucked, and I was like, dude, you're installing way better than some people that do this for a year or 2 years. And I had him doing that in just 4 weeks. But again, I promote window tint, make a bunch of money, PPF. It can be a headache for some people. It's kind of hard to train PPF. For some reason, man, I'm trying to figure it out. But just as far as like reading the film, reading the panel, you know, I've learned a lot from like Mike Nora, just reading the panel on a car, squeezing it with the body lines. You know, it's so simple. It's almost too simple. It's kind of harder to teach, if that makes sense. People just don't. They just don't grasp.
My thing with that on that is I understand the body lining. The only thing I'm still trying to finesse is tack points, like with these patterns. How to put them down the first time without having to relift them and readjust them.
Yeah.
You know, those are my key thing that I'm still trying to finesse, but I'm not doing a lot of PPF. My goal also is to get into more PPF.
You gotta do it. Yeah. You gotta do it.
I'm sorry?
You gotta do it every day.
Yeah, I definitely understand. I mean, that's the same thing like with the window tint, tinting. You know, in the beginning, like you're trying to figure out how to hold it. Now you don't even think about it. It's muscle memory. You just slap it on and like I mentioned earlier, the GV80 I had today, if I had that last year, oh my God, I would have spent the whole day on it and I would still not have gotten it. But even though it gave me hell, it was still doable and passable. Like where it still had, where the work was done on it. It took me half an hour to 45 minutes extra just because I had to deal with it. But on the next car, which was a Honda HR-V, man, I knocked that baby out like so fast. I was like, why can't every car be like this? Like, I was just laughing with my tinter. It's like, hey, why? Because we were like, he was cleaning and I was just laying the damn film down fast, super fast. Like literally for me, super fast means like it's fast.
Right.
And I was like, dude, those two cars kind of adjusted the time because one car was so easy, the other car was a little bit harder. But again, if it was a year and a half ago, I would have probably taken a whole day on that G80 and gone through a whole bunch of headache because it just had tight seals, it had tight sides and all that, and the patterns I think was just cut a little bit larger. But anyways,
you know,
I agree with you. Whatever you do, flipping tires, changing, doing window tint, doing PPF, doing ceramic coating, the more you do it, the better you're gonna get at it.
Right. I mean, after doing PPF so much, man, I mean, I've really been doing a lot of PPF the past 2 years. I mean, I think PPF is easier than tint in a way, you know, because I mean.
But yeah, it's just like rap, you know. I like doing rap because there's more forgiveness in there. So like same thing with PPF, you can pick it up, lift it, readjust it. You can't pick up tint and readjust it more than once, literally. Like it's even at that time you have contamination going into or creasing it, especially when you're doing, you know, two-stage. It's just even on the Honda HR-V, I was doing so fast on my third door. I was doing too fast where I re-lifted the film on the bottom because I was just squeezing really fast and it caught and it picked up. But I'm now experienced enough where I knew how to fix it and put it down without any problem.
Yeah.
Again, if I was doing it occasionally, I would have been like, try to put it down, would have a whole bunch of contamination, end up having to redo it. Right. But what you were talking about your guy earlier, we're the biggest critic for our own self. Like we see everything we do, just like you said, you knew that you were in the top 3. Nipsey was on here last week. Same thing with Nipsey. Nipsey knew when he was into the finals because he did a killer installation on the first tint. On the final installation, he knew he didn't do a killer install. He knew he did good, but he knew he wasn't the best on that for that day or, you know, that install. So I believe, especially when you've done a couple competitions, then you have the experience and you have the knowledge to understand what kind of work you put out.
Right.
And it's really amazing to see that guys that win these competitions, because a lot of them have a really good feeling knowing what they did.
Yeah.
A lot of guys just have a bad day or bad install that day. They might be a great installer, but it could be one little fluke that could throw off the whole thing. Randy is a great example for this last WFCT, man. He just had some bad luck. Tin buster messed up, his sprayer wasn't working, his tools got stolen. There's so much shit that can happen. Haas is a killer, man. He just had a bad day, bad install, wasn't in the mood for it. It happens to the best of the best. I mean, these guys that I'm naming, man, if you're in this industry, you know these guys are badass guys.
Yeah, I've definitely had bad days, but I actually had a bottle malfunction, man. My first round on PPF. Did I lose you?
No, you're still here.
Hello, you there?
Yep.
Yeah, so I had a bottle malfunction, dude. My first round, and I was able to fix the bottle. And I won't say what bottle it is because I like the guy, so I won't say nothing bad. Maybe I got a bad batch, but so the bottle messed up, and I was fiddling with it, and I got it back together, and I finished my first round, did great. The second round, I said, I'm gonna put a backup bottle in my bag to take with me. I'm not gonna have this happen again. The second round, it happened again, and I could not put it back together, dude. And I was like, what the heck? So I remembered I had this backup bottle, so I ran over there, and I put, I just threw some slip in there real quick, and I knew it might not be right, but I was like, whatever. And honestly, it made it to where I couldn't get my seam tight enough with that new slip, and I feel like that costed me, man. So you just never know, man. You got to be prepared.
I agree with you. From a lot of the guys I've talked to, it does come down to your science of your slip, your normal routine. Like you said earlier, which I really love, is that you just gotta treat. What Tripp said earlier also is that it's just another day at the tin shop. Yeah. If you put your mindset at like, hey, I'm not competing, like what you said, I'm not worried about everybody else. I'm just focusing on my stuff, and that's it. That mindset is hard to accomplish, but if you can accomplish it, you'll get further. And then you kind of realize that, hey, that little slip is the problem with it. And the same thing I've kind of learned my way with it on the tin side. I've tried, and I kid you not, I've tried 6 different slip solutions. Started with baby shampoo to Tin Slime Ultra, the Tin Slime, the Fusion, the GeoShield, and one other one, I forget. But I've got, if you go to my shop right now, I've got 5 different gallons of solution, not even the small ones. I'm not even buying the small one, I'm buying the damn gallons. And now I've got it down to where instead of my keg for my installation, I'm going back to my pump sprayer, and I've got down exactly how many pumps of the solution I have for mine, and it works, man. It works phenomenal. Every time it's just so easy.
What slip are you using?
So I'm going actually now back to Fusion All Type. I do right under the 2 liter. I do exactly 5 pumps. I filter water, so right to that the top line on it. 5 pumps exactly. Man, that damn thing works perfect. No glue lines left behind. No issues with sticking too early or being too slippery. And it just works. I literally went through gallons of Ultra Slime, and I was at a point where I was using too much of the slip. Now, the GeoShield solution is also a good solution. I just haven't played with it too much. They sent me a small bottle. I played with it a little bit and it worked. I still gotta figure out my formula on it, but I went ahead and ordered a gallon from Matt anyways.
Yeah, so I like Fusion all the time. I use Dawn for like a long time with window tint, and you know, baby shampoo for window tint. You can almost use any soap. You can use Dial dish soap if you want. But when it comes to PPF, I don't care if people tell you. I don't care what people use. If they've been using it for a year, I don't do baby shampoo. I don't do 7th generation. Only thing I'll ever use for PPF is Fusion All Type and Film All. And Film All actually recently started using because of one of the trainers with Suntech. His name is Tiano, and going from Fusion All Type to the Film On, I feel like the film just doesn't stick until you literally want it to stick. So I can like float panels a whole lot better. You know, if I want to lift something, it's not like stuck really hard to the paint. But Fusion All Type, man, and Film On, I mean, I love those two slips. That's definitely the best on the market that I've tried, and I've tried everything. It's just the best, man.
So I heard you shake your head when I said tin slime. I've got 4 gallons sitting at the shop. Just
Hold
so you
away.
know.
Throw it away. Just get rid of it and wipe your
Well,
tears.
so here's what I'm doing. I'm not throwing it away. Okay, I'm using that as the prep and cleaning solution. So what I'm now using my and my tinter is also doing the same thing. Is we both are going back to our pump sprayers. We use our keg for prepping. So like cleaning, prepping the windows. We'll use that solution for that. And then what he likes and what I like is 2 different things. We have our own little thing, and we do our own solution per gallon. So we have our pumps labeled. You know, I've got
some of that stuff has like vinegar in it, which is like I think they call it like a repellent. So I don't know, man. I don't trust it, dude.
Well, I mean, that's the same thing like what they were talking about. Dawn is a great cleaning solution, but not for insulation because you know it's a soap. You know, it's not a slip. So you know, everybody, you know, I just like to play with different tools and different things, kind of feel it for myself. And I'm now realizing, being in this thing 3 years into it, is that it does come down to the formula of how much solution, what the temperature is, you know, and all that stuff. You know, the film trainer Marco, he at Tinner Battle showed me the digital gauge and humidity, temperature. I've got that in my shop because that does help. It lets you know, like, hey, you know, you're going too hot, too cold, how to adjust that solution.
Yeah.
And it makes a big difference. So, but a lot of it, you know, everybody has their own little thing. I think a lot of people is they just gotta play with it, try it out. But on your training, going back to that, you're just saying, hey, contact you, get in touch with you. What's the best way to get in touch with you? Do you have a phone number you want to put out there, or do you want to have them contact you through Messenger?
Yeah. Let's see. I mean, everybody know how to find me. Just DM me. I'll give you my number. My videos frozen?
No, you good, man.
I was frozen on my end. I don't know what the heck.
No, you good. Every time I make the finals, I never think that I'm going to make it. I'm not sure who put that on there.
There you go.
All right, brother, on your mobile unit, is it all wrapped up or is it plain like my blue cargo van? So what do you use for your mobile jobs? Do you have a official work van, or are you using a regular vehicle?
Dude, so when I was doing tent, man, I had so many tools. I had like several back window tools. I had all these balls and whatnot. My bag, this is my wife's camera bag, but my bag is this right here. And like this portion right here is my lunch. And all I got is a tent pouch with like 2 tools in it for PPF. I've got 2 squeegees, a big one and a skinny one. and I've got my knives. That's it for PPF. I use a pump-up bottle for tack and a pump-up bottle for slip. That's it, dude. That's another reason I just love PPF, just because, I mean, that's all I need to do a whole car. Versus tinting a car, I need my slip, my soap, or my slip, my bottles, tri-edges, tuck tools, knives, hard cards, squeegees, a prep squeegee. I mean, you just need all this stuff. Back window tool, rope for the windshield, dash towels. I mean, you just the list goes on, dude.
You're 100% right. I mean, I literally, the tools have gone so much. Is I've got 3 tables,
Right.
and I don't have enough space for all that tools. Is that I literally went to Harbor Freight and bought that 7-drawer toolbox just to kind of lay everything down in the toolbox.
Yeah.
And now I'm at a point where I need to get another toolbox, so that way I can lay everything down, because I like to have everything organized, you know, like where you can just easily get it without trying to find it. It pisses me off when I have to try to find things.
Believe it or not, man, anybody needs tools, man, like hit me up. I have friends that come over all the time and just dig in my boxes and boxes and boxes and boxes of tools for tint. And I've given so many tint tools away. Dude, you wouldn't believe it, because it doesn't make sense to like hoard it, man.
Hey man, I believe, man. Getting to know you, I believe what you say right there, man. Honestly, you're a cool as hell dude. I am. It's a pleasure to know you and to hang out with you. Just at these couple things, you really wowed me at the reunion, the first one. Because when I was like, hey man, he's 2-staging, and then he won 2nd place, and you were just so calm and collective, and I was like, dude, you know, Mike Watson, man, like, he spent time with me. That was my first time going out in a tent event, and this dude just talked to me, spent time with me. John Little just spent time with me, talked to me as a fresh newbie.
Right.
And then I saw Mike Watson at Tinder Battles, and this dude just chilled with me, like, hey, you're part of the family. Like, those guys, you know, and you guys, Avery, Sean, I mean, you guys always just, the Tint fam feeling is just so phenomenal, man. I just want to say that it is really good to, in this industry, to kind of get to know some of you guys and become friends, somewhat extended family, and to know you guys, because you guys really do look out for each other, hang out really well, and it's just fun. And then on top of that, you're learning. You know, you're talking about different techniques, different stuff, and you're learning about different ways to improve your technique, improve your timing, because it's also not about technique, it's also about time. Time is money. So if you can do something faster, why not? Just like what you're talking about with Tim. Tim is somebody that can, if you've done, and he tells you, don't come to me if you're new to PPF. Learn PPF and then come to me, because I will take you to the next level, because that's literally what you're paying him to do.
Yeah.
So,
like, definitely, I know you talked about Tim, but I recommend Hex's. I actually want to go to Hex's training, because they just released an advanced course. So actually, I might see if they got openings, because I just canceled a Vegas trip.
Are you not going to Vegas?
Well, I was going to Vegas in like 2 weeks, and then I was going to go to SEMA.
Wait a minute, why are you gonna go to Vegas in 2 weeks and then SEMA?
Because I had a trip planned with a bunch of buddies, but I think I might pass on it, man. I already had my flight, but I booked through Southwest. I mean, they refund me, so.
Got you.
I just I was like, man, I'm going for SEMA. I was like, and then going for 2 weeks. I just thought it was kind of like too much back to back. And then I'm trying to plan a birthday trip for my wife. Trying to book a resort, some type of. We want to do a cruise, but I don't really want to be gone that long. So, just a lot of traveling, man, back to back. I'm just trying to like kind of slow down a little bit.
That's what's up. So, are you gonna go to Autofilm Mastery too, or are you just going for SEMA? SEMA?
Yeah.
Cool.
So I won't say who, man, but I've been asked to work a booth. So doing.
Oh, I know who.
Who?
Somebody put that out there.
Who?
I won't say it either.
No, I don't think they put it out there, but it's doing PPF demonstrations.
Yep, PPF demonstration.
So
Somebody put that out there.
see it. I don't know. I didn't see it. So
Okay. Well, somebody put it out there that they needed a PPF person. So.
oh yeah, I didn't see that either. I just got a message about it. So but cool.
I'm definitely gonna come check it out. I've got somebody from California also coming up. Like, hey man, I need to hang around with you to introduce me to some of these people.
It wasn't Jody Knight.
It wasn't Jody Knight, guys.
Nope.
No.
But I mean, they offered to pay, some, decent money. So I was like, hey, I'll take
Oh
it.
yeah, man! If they're paying you money for you to go out, where you're gonna go spend money anyways to go out there, now you get paid to do it. Hell yeah! Just like I said, you went to the competition, you brought back home $5,000. You hang around with your crew anyways. You hang around with the people that you want to hang around with. You got to check out some stuff, but you also got to compete. That's why, like, on the next one, I definitely want to compete, man. I'm like, in Orlando, I'm there, baby.
Dude, man.
I'm there. I just can't compete at the damn reunion because I'm gonna be running a lot of that stuff,
Dude,
so it's gonna be hard to do that. But tenor battles, reunion, even XDC, man, I'm gonna go. Even though if I suck at XDC, I just want to get my cherry pop for that at competition because first one I know is gonna suck, but it's gonna give me something to learn, to grow from. So. XDC, I'm definitely happy with that.
For like the best advice for competing, I tell everybody to finish and get a decent job. Don't try to make it perfect. If you try to go back and fix something, it might cost you the whole competition.
I 100% agree with you.
I did the same thing at the 10 off. Because the 10 off prior to that, I tried to fix something and it cost me the whole competition. I mean, I tried to get my edge too close. And then I was like, damn, it's too close. So I tried to shave it, and then it just peeled, and it was just a mess, man. Because I was rushing and trying to make it perfect. But this year, I slapped it on there and got it done. The PPF competition, I could have went back and tried to fix that seam and get it tighter, but it could have cost me the whole competition. So I'm all about
you got second place.
Right.
Better than not being podium, right?
Right.
So... Look, Avery says just say who it is, man, because he's gonna bug the heck out of you until you tell him.
Come out, bro. Just come out to SEMA.
I was tagged Jody. Jody? What's up? Blue. That's messed up. I'm the host and I'm doing the antics, man. That's messed up. I gotta behave. I said that last time. I gotta behave, man.
Yeah, but SEMA's fun, dude. It's gonna be my first year going, so. Blue waffle. But yeah, I know I was talking to you a couple days ago about trying to send in all my business stuff and to get registered and stuff like that. But now
how'd they go?
So I didn't have to do it anymore
because you're going through the company because they're gonna do everything for you. But what I was telling you was you should still register under yourself because the registration is not that much. Because you can get the information when you go to these booths, they'll scan your stuff and then send you all that stuff, and so you're carrying all that stuff. So you missed that deadline because it was $60. Now it's $120 because as of yesterday it turned into $120 registration.
Right. I don't know. Hopefully I still get it. I don't know, man. I mean, it's got my name and stuff, but I'm listed as an installer, so I don't know how that's gonna work.
Well, the way it works with these guys is they're trying to get information, they're trying to get clients and then they'll reach out to you, send you all the info and do all that stuff, but that goes off your tag. That's why you got to scan your tag at those machines, because that's also what they look at the end of the day, end of the SEMA is like, hey, how many people stopped at our booth that we actually scanned, not how many people just came in.
Well, I'll still have a scannable tag, so hopefully
Yeah, but that's gonna be registered under the company that you're gonna be working for. It's not gonna be under you and your business.
Well, my email is still under the registration. So I don't know. We'll have to see.
Yeah, you're not an exhibitor. You're what you call it?
Installer.
Yeah, you're an installer. You're I forget the word that everybody has different words for it, but you're basically a company. You're not an individual, so they treat you a little bit differently. Ooh, look at that.
Nipsey asked for that second place medal. There you go, Jody. I put some respect on it.
Let me see that silver close up. Hey man, you gotta do it one more time, man. Come on, we got Nipsey on the screen. You gotta put it close to Nipsey. Nipsey, take a shot. A photo lasts longer. I love you, Nipsey. Thank you for being on the show, bro. Affiliated. There we go. Look at that. Somebody got my ass.
So that's the downside about being an installer in a booth, man. I won't be able to, like, I don't really know. I'm sure I'll have time to, like, maybe, I don't know. I don't know.
Hey,
how.
bro, just take a whole bunch of bathroom breaks, okay?
Right. I just can't come back with a bag of stuff. Because, I mean, they're paying me some.
I give good advice and I give bad advice on this show, guys. Just let you know.
Because I mean, I was like, hell, for the amount of money they're giving me, I was like, hell, that's a
yeah, bro. Congratulations. I mean, congratulations on your win. Congratulations on landing that gig. It's an honor, man. Honestly, like I love that you're moving up and you're doing this and you're getting paid for it, bro. That's all plus up right there, man. Yeah. You definitely deserve it, man. You Nipsey's got that picture. In Carolina, boys gotta stick together. Okay, so you're in North Carolina or South Carolina?
North Carolina.
What part? How close are you to Charlotte?
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, I said North Carolina.
How close are you to Charlotte?
Hour and a half.
Oh, hour and a half.
I'm in between. I'm in between Charlotte and Raleigh.
Oh, Charlotte and Raleigh.
I'm an hour.
Yeah, Raleigh was far, man. Going out to the I don't know, man. That's just whew. I went to Mike Powell's thing, man. That thing was that was long, man. But I'm gonna be up in Charlotte in a couple of days, so that's what I was asking. Maybe.
Yeah, I like Charlotte. I'm actually I think I'll be there this weekend, just taking like a short trip. I like to get away sometimes, man.
Oh, nice.
The wife and I.
Well, I'm gonna be out in Charlotte this Wednesday, Thursday. So if anybody's out there, maybe I can swing by. I don't know. We'll see. You gotta go out there for something.
How long are you gonna be down there?
Just a day, man. I'm just gonna go out there. I'm driving up there Wednesday. Gonna spend some time for something on Thursday, and then most likely Thursday night or early Friday morning, I'm gonna be back out. I got some installations I gotta do on Friday, so I gotta be back for that. So it's just gonna be a day and a half trip, not long.
Cool.
Just gotta do some
man,
stuff.
I like what I've got set up.
No, bro, definitely congratulations on everything, man. I love that the way you're moving up and the opportunities that you're getting and to learn the experience and what you've done. Definitely states that it proves to grow and learn and keep on moving up.
Yeah, I'm not sure, man. My end game is not just installing film. I've got a lot more. But I really would like to do some things for the industry, man. I'm not sure what. I've been offered some things, but it hasn't been the right time or the right space at the moment. But I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens.
Well, I mean, give it time, man. Everything kind of comes around. So it's the thought that counts. It's your heart is in the right place. You're a good person, man, and at the end of the day, that's what matters. And everybody that knows you, that's been around you, they know that and they understand that, and we respect that, bro. So, like at the end of the day, that's what really counts. So, I just want to say thank you so much. Thank you for taking the time to be on the show. Really appreciate it. Got to know you a little bit more in detail. It's always fun to hang out to at these competitions. It's like I said, I feel like extended family when I'm at these things and hanging out with everybody. It doesn't matter if I'm hanging out with the Blue Waffle Group or with you guys or with any of the other stuff. And it's just fun to have the brown boy kind of bounce around everywhere.
Yeah, man, I can't wait for WFR, dude. I gotta be coming strong with the singles. He coming strong with the teams.
Hey, man. So I'm gonna talk to you about something on that too afterwards. So you say you want to do something for the community. So
yeah,
I may have some opportunity for you to do something for the community.
Cool.
So I'll talk to you about that in another day.
All right.
So any words of advice? I know you mentioned properties, you mentioned housing, flipping, and all that stuff. So are you a flipper? Are you a renter? Are you just buying and selling? What are you into, man? That rang bell in my ear when you said houses, man. I was like, okay, shit, properties, baby. That's where the money is at.
That's where the money's at, dude. I want to get to a point where I'm not, away from installing. Like I said, I've done flips. I've done buying and quick buy and sales, basically.
Okay. Are you doing any uppers, or are you just buying quick buys and sells?
Not out of that, man. I'm right now trying to focus on land because there's so much opportunity, dude, and like people don't even know.
Oh yeah.
Worth.
Bro, like if you can afford to sit on land for a little bit and you can buy in the right spot, oh my god,
you don't have
the
to sit.
Money.
Right, man. I know guys that's buying like land for like $1,000 and it's worth 10, or they're buying land for like 25 and it's worth 100 grand. It's like you just gotta know. I mean, that's it.
Yeah, I mean, if you get connected with some of these commerce and these planning and all these people and know like who's going where's the next Walmart gonna pop up, yeah. Where's next QT is gonna be at, Raceway is gonna be at. Like if you can get in that ratio and buy those lands,
yeah,
that's all I can say is money, money, money.
Yeah. I'm trying to.
Hey, Jody Knight, I got a message for you. You're an MC, goddammit. We ain't letting you off that hook. You're a great MC for the reunion.
Gotta switch it up, man. Gotta switch it up.
Nah, man, Jody kills it for us, man. Jody know how to handle the crowd, man.
He did.
But I won't be last this year. Yay. Don't scare it back out because I said I was gonna bring the smoke. Hey man, I think we can make it work. You want to compete? Still compete and be MC. I'm not letting Jody off that hook that easy, man.
You got to get him a microphone. That's what do they call it? That hangs.
Right. One of those ear ones where he can be competing and doing the MC at the same time. Maybe that's a good idea.
That'd be pretty cool.
Jody just said the same thing. I'll compete I'll MC while I'm competing.
We gotta
do you know who can talk to?
We gotta do like the NBA and NFL. They do the mic'd up videos.
or maybe we'll get Tim Ham on the mic.
There you go. Kids can't be in the room though.
Yeah, we got to make a quiet area for the kids in their play area. So
right.
Mike just can't reach that far.
Yeah.
But so are you currently investing in property right now, or?
So since I moved like 2 years ago, I haven't bought anything. But before I had left, I had sold everything I owned. Even I shouldn't have. That's like the worst thing you can do in real estate is sell your property, man. I don't encourage anybody to sell anything for any reason unless you just can't keep it. I learned that after I sold everything. So
I would say don't sell, but if you're gonna sell, you should sell because you're buying another investment that's gonna give you more opportunity. It's like
Well,
the
it's
whole
certain
reason.
ways to sell it without getting rid of it.
I'm sorry.
There's certain ways that you can sell it and still technically own it. Because I know guys that sell a property, do like to rent to own stuff, and they might sell a house 9 times before somebody actually takes the property. So there, I mean, look, we can talk about it, man. You know, on another, on
Hey
another.
man, I think that would be a great podcast.
Yeah.
Talk about investments on properties and stuff. Hell yeah, let's do that. Let's do that after SEMA.
Cool.
So let you hit up SEMA, and then we'll plan something. Guys, next time Brian will be on, he'll be giving advice on property, and I'm ears about learning about owning a property and having it sold 9 times without giving away the land. That sounds very intriguing to me.
Yeah, right now, end of the year, I'm trying to find a house where I can take over somebody's mortgage. That's what I did my last house, and when I went to sell it, I had all the equity and just made a ton of money off of it. So,
Hell yeah, that's what's up. Especially with the crash that's coming, guys. Be prepared. Just be prepared, man. You don't have to be scared about it. You're gonna make money regardless. Just with the up and down of economy, you just gotta know how to flip it, man.
no matter who's in the office, man, you can always make money.
That's right.
Money
100%. And doesn't matter if the market is going up or down, you can always still make money if you just know how to use it.
Right.
So I'm definitely intrigued about that. Brian, definitely going to have another podcast with you more on the business side where we can kind of discuss properties and maybe discuss some of your business opportunities or the ways you kind of do it without having to own a shop. Jody Knight saying no, that dust coming off you from I rolled my like Philly blunt. I think we started something here. All right, guys. Thank you so much.
Wait, so here's Nipsey going out.
I'm sorry?
Play this song for Nipsey going out. I don't know if Nipsey, oh, yeah, there you go.
I love it. I love it. Thank you, Brian.
Do a video where everybody get in, man, like a Zoom or something.
Oh, hey, man, we can. I can host up to 9 people at one time. So, like, next time, maybe we need to do a Freaka League.
Yes, sir. Cool, man. Appreciate it.
Appreciate you being on here. Definitely. Next time, maybe we can put a video where everybody can do a goodbye video.
Yeah.
Maybe share a link with everybody. All right, brother. Appreciate you coming on. Congratulations again on your win. Congratulations on your opportunity for SEMA. Definitely we'll see you there, God willing. Yep. And until the next time, man. Until the next competition. All right, guys. Have a great week. We got something else planned for next week. We'll see you at that. We'll put an announcement out probably this Friday. And we'll go from there. Have a great night, guys.